This is huge for the Lakers as Dalton Knecht looks primed to make an immediate impact for this Lakers squad, especially with his offensive capabilities and shooting skills. And it is up to JJ Redick and the coaching staff to find a way to utilize his skill set and help him progress in areas where he could use the growth his rookie season. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming at you with another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already to get those Laker updates. Especially, guys, we are pushing towards 3,000 subscribers, and we would love to get there before the season starts. So if you guys want to hit that subscribe button so you get all of those Laker updates. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into today's topics as Dalton Knecht's offense is ready now. So, the Lakers had just played their first two preseason games, one against the Minnesota Timberwolves and the other game against the Phoenix Suns. They didn't win either of the games, but there were some very encouraging things from the Lakers, especially in that first game from one Dalton Knecht, who showed that he was ready to go offensively because he showed a variety of skills that can really help boost the Lakers in the half court and just do a whole bunch of different things for them, not only with his shooting prowess, but also things that can come out of that as well. But let's take a look at his stats from that game there. And Dalton Knecht had 16 points in that one, 3 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with a pretty good shooting night at 53% there. So that is really encouraging to see. And then it was more of like a committee effort from that first game from those Laker young guys, because if we take a look at some of the other stats for those Laker young guys in that first preseason game, Max Christie had a very solid game, really showed what he can do in his two-way ability on that side of the ball. Jalen Hood-Schifino really showed that he can be more playable this season, and looks like he is healthy and ready to go. And then Dalton Knecht, as aforementioned, as he was 7 for 13 from the field, had a couple threes, some boards, and some assists as well. So he really showed his offensive prowess there in that first game. And this is huge for the Los Angeles Lakers team. And even so much so that LeBron James had said as much as they asked him about Dalton Knecht and his play. And this is what LeBron had to say about Dalton. And then he said, he's a pro. He's ready to go now. And once you get that type of vote of confidence from a guy like LeBron James, that is only bodes well for a young guy's confidence. And a guy like Dalton Knecht, who has kind of been through the ringer, almost 6 years of college was it, because if you add that COVID year as well, and then also some of his JUCO days. So Dalton Knecht has been through a multitude of programs and facets to get to where he is at the NBA level now, and he is showing what he can truly bring to this Lakers. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of clips from that first game here and just show you the different variety of a guy like Dalton Knecht and what he can bring to this Laker offense. So here is one play here where they ran for Dalton Knecht. There he is starting in the dunker spot, and he sets almost a ghost screen for Bronny, and then he sprints out to take a three-pointer, and that is a very tough thing to guard for a shooter like Dalton Knecht, just because of his high release point and then how fast he gets to his spot. So he looked right there, and it's a very smooth shooting stroke right there, and then like I said, that high release point. So it's even tougher for a taller defender because there was a center trying to contest on him, but a guy like Dalton Knecht doesn't really see him. And that's just a wrinkle of the Laker offense. And you can really do that when you have a guy like Dalton Knecht who can really take advantage of really quick shooting windows or some of these brush screens, because screening is going to be very important here in this Laker offense because there is a lot of ball and player movement. So a lot of players who aren't used to screening are going to have to get used to screening on the ball if they want to be open, because if you're in these types of offense and these types of sets, you're going to need to know how to stand your ground, take a hit, and then pop out to the open space. And a guy like Dalton Knecht can really thrive in that situation and that type of role. And let's take another look for Dalton Knecht, just more of his versatility of what he can do. And we see here that the Lakers are running a set play for Dalton Knecht. Rui Hachimura sets a screen, and then for him, he doesn't find an opening right there, but they toss it right back and run a similar action for Dalton, finds an opening and gets the step on a guy like Reaves, who's a pretty solid defender there, 6th man of the year. So that's a pretty well-known guy that Dalton Knecht is getting a pretty simple bucket for himself there, and that's just because of his shooting prowess. That's how Reaves closed out to him hard, and then the defense reacts, and then Dalton's able to use his athleticism and bursts to really create an advantage here for the Lakers. And that is just massive for the Lakers because they've never had a player like Dalton Knecht. I see him similar to a guy like Sasha Vujic, who was like the Lakers' last real movement shooter. But Sasha was still a little bit different because he wasn't really a big physical player. He was more of a smooth shooting stroke guy who used finesse, especially in and around the rim. Dalton Knecht is definitely a solid 6'6", 6'7". He's a pretty big build, and he's a guy who will dunk on you if you give him the chance, because he had a pretty a solid vertical there. I think it was around 39 inches. So for a guy his size and his strength, that only bodes well because he is almost more of like a power shooter in that way, as where he can be a guy that, yes, he can get a shot off pretty quick and he's got that high release point, but he can be a guy if you run him off the line or close out a little bit too hard on him, he can take you all the way to the rim, or he can hit that mid-range shot, which he also showed case as well for the Lakers in both games. So that is just very encouraging to see. And then I was also talking about the screening angles because first JJ Redick was talking about the first game with preseason, which I really admire how JJ has been very on his P's and Q's and really about the details, because he was talking about the Lakers screening in preseason. And for most people, especially in the past, for the Los Angeles Lakers, they haven't really looked at preseason as too big of a deal. But JJ has really taken this upon himself and his coaching staff to really emphasize these points that they're trying to ground in to this Laker team. And screening and being able to screen at different angles and do it at the right time is very important for the squad. So this is what he said about the Lakers screening after their game against Phoenix, and he said, "We emphasize screening in our pregame meeting. Though we did a good job on screening, they're not switching a lot and sending our side pick and rolls to the middle. We did a good job of screening and making plays out of that." JJ on the good shots in the first half. So that was encouraging to Lakers to see them get better at it, and that's going to be something that's going to be a main staple for this Laker offense. Like I said, with all this ball and player movement, all these guards are going to have to start getting used to setting good screens and making contact, because if they are, they're going to be able to have open shots like a guy like Dalton Knecht, because if he can be a guy who can be a solid screen setter, he's going to find himself open for a lot of looks, especially if he's able to read and react to the situation. And just with his offensive skill set, it looks like he can be able to do that thing. However, he still is a rookie, and there still is going to be areas of growth, and that is my next topic here. So what are some of the areas of growth a guy like Dalton Knecht can have? And first and foremost, it's probably going to be on that defensive end, because offensively, it seems like he has all the skills, all the right skills, really, with his shooting at 3 different levels, and then he also has some passing feel as well. So even when you get to some of those moments where, let's say, if Dalton Knecht has to show to him on a screen action, then he has the basketball IQ and the passing skill to make that pass to the big man or whoever is setting the screen for him. So I'm not too worried about Dalton on that, but it's just the defense, because if that's going to really determine what his play is going to be on the floor. Even JJ Redick spoke about it, about Dalton Knecht, as they're going to look for him to compete on the defensive end, and if he can compete on that side of the ball, then he can probably find his way into finding regular minutes. Because, like I said, he's a pretty good size, 6'6", 6'7", and he's also a pretty solid rebounder, which for many of the Laker wings and guards, that's been a deficit if your name is LeBron James. So finding another guy that can rebound at their position is very big for the Los Angeles Lakers. So he can do that, but it's just the defense. So he's going to be able to have to try to stay in front of guys and sort of like fit the need of the scheme, whatever the Lakers are running. So Dalton Knecht, there's been a few times where he's been blown by, mostly just because of the way the Lakers have been playing defense, and obviously they're still kind of working some kinks out for some things, but that can't happen at times, because there were times he was getting blown by guys like Josh Okogie, and yes, he's been in the league for quite some time. He's a well-known player, knows what to do out there, but at the same time, he's mostly known as a defensive stopper, and you don't want to be giving up looks to guys like that, especially on, say, like a Phoenix team that has guys like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and like Kevin Durant. So this is something that Dalton definitely needs to work at, just shoring up himself on the defensive end. He did make some nice plays over the weekend, so I wouldn't say his defense was all bad. He had a nice block in the first game, and then I believe it was in the second game where he had a very good contest where he put both hands up and did not foul. So it's just more of those things. If Dalton Knecht can do that, if he can, then I can see a lot of heavy minutes for a guy like Dalton Knecht, just because of his offensive capability, and possibly a sleeper for maybe even Rookie of the Year if he's able to get the requisite playing time for the Los Angeles Lakers. But let us know what you guys think of a Dalton Knecht. Are you guys very high on him, like I believe the Laker coaching staff is, and I am as well? Or are you guys more of, he's more of a rookie and he should take some time to grow and learn, and let's play some of these other guys more minutes? So maybe it is Gabe Vincent, who has looked nice here in this preseason, or you want to go more Cam Reddish, who actually played pretty solid in the defensive end for the Lakers in his second game, or a different route. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, just one more thing, guys, there is 80% of you guys who have not yet subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of that, those Laker updates, especially since we're in the middle of preseason, and the first game starts on October 22nd, you guys want to make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any of those Laker updates. Now, I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.